because we're all here. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Psychic News Network. I just sounded like Jimmy Fallon just then. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you? It is, I have Glenn Kirshner on. Hang on. Friday, September 27th. While I'm thinking of it, I want you to know that if you're a member of this channel at the upper two levels, tomorrow is the last Saturday of the month, and that's when we have a psychic party. So it's not too late to become a member, which is like a subscription where you just pay monthly to support this channel. So we have a psychic party once a month. It's always a ton of fun. I do readings for people, and there's no telling, because I'm so spontaneous, there's no telling what's going to happen. So it could be channeling, it could be readings, it could be like storytelling, music, it could be anything. And so become a member. And one other thing I just want to say about that before we jump into the cards is I am no longer monetizing my channel. And there's a couple reasons for that. So let's just kind of get this out there. YouTube has put copyright strikes on my own music, attempting to claim that I stole it, which is the equivalent of defamation and slander to me. And YouTube receives 45% of the ad money when I monetize my channel. I'm not interested in supporting that, and I'm not interested in supporting that, so I'm kind of taking a hit here. So I really appreciate when you support my channel. I've never been one to succumb to the pressure to conform, and I'm not supporting that. They have not helped me to resolve the copyright issue. On both songs that we run at the end of the show, I'm not going to stop running the songs at the end of the show. There's a slideshow at the end. Yeah, 45% of the ad dollars when you monetize your channel, they show ads. Plus, people are reporting to me that they're running Trump ads on my channel, and I cannot support that. And I cannot support them putting a copyright claim on my songs, because what that does is it makes people reluctant to share my songs that are about saving democracy. So there you have it. I just did my little vent. If you're in the path of the Hurricane Helene, we're sending prayers to you that you are safe. And this is the message about this election. Not only is Donald Trump the worst possible person to be in a position of leadership of the United States of America, as we all know, I'm just stating the obvious, the mega obvious, the MAGA obvious. But if you saw Jane Goodall on any of the late shows, I saw her on Colbert, and I think she was on the other late shows too. Speaking of late shows, the vote that you cast, and pass it on to everybody that you know, in case they haven't really thought about it. People are so busy that they can't even watch a long video anymore. So in case they haven't thought about it, vote for the planet. Vote for the planet. Cheryl's saying I've never gotten any ads on my channel. If you're subscribed to ad-free YouTube, you won't. And I've demonetized it, so you won't get any ads. You have ad-free TV with the Psychic News Network. Vote for the planet. The storms hitting Florida right now. I was just telling the group last night, Aggressive to Democracy, that my best friend was talking about getting property, and that like Destin Gulf area, and I was adamantly trying to talk her out of it, and I think I did. I said that area is going to get pummeled with hurricanes. All the global climate change models show Florida losing massive amounts of coastline as one of the first really detrimental effects. There will be land masses underwater because we have not addressed this issue. How do you get ad-free? You pay for that. It's like I pay $20 a month, like $19.99 to YouTube to have ad-free. That's about all I want to contribute to YouTube at the moment. I'm looking for alternatives. But I watch YouTube all day for the news. We've got to get a handle on what's going on in the world. We've got to get a handle on it. I want to mention what's gone on this week as much as I can cover. I guess this morning, and I dreaded that Trump was going to meet with Zelensky. I don't, the two should not even be within 10 miles of one another. But I feel that Zelensky had to meet with Trump. I understand that, that was kind of important, that he needs to know where each of the candidates are. Kamala Harris is a kick-ass presidential candidate. Kamala Harris will be a kick-ass president of the United States. But when I saw Trump with Zelensky, I just went into all this feeling of, I am so sorry, Ukraine. I am so sorry. I am so humiliated and embarrassed that you've got to be subjected to this person who is working for Vladimir Putin. And it's becoming more and more glaringly evident that Trump is working for Putin. And all the MAGAs in our Congress are working for Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. So, Michael Garrity is saying, what about that BS from Vance that Kamala practices witchcraft? What a load of crap. I'm gonna give you a quote that I saw in Salem. You say I'm a witch like that's a bad thing. I showed it to you once. Right, Terry? Terry was in Salem recently. Did you see that one? So now they're going after the witches. Well, we're not going back. We're not going back. And I actually don't think Dan said that Kamala used witchcraft during the debate. Yeah. Can you say desperate? We're not going back to that. You know what? I wrote a Substack recently. I think it was a couple Substacks ago. Go to Grassroots of Democracy group and please subscribe to our Substack. It's the same as the newsletter for Grassroots of Democracy. And I said, we're not doing this. It's not going to work this time. It's not going to work this time. What they're trying to do is not going to work this time. They're back in the freaking dark ages. They're back in the Colosseums of Rome. It's not going to work this time. We haven't come this far to only come this far. And one other thing before I jump into the cards. Most of you know I was in Tennessee. I was at the Isha Foundation Center in Tennessee at the end of Sadhguru's talk. We thought it was all over, and it was almost like, wait, one more thing. At the end of Sadhguru's talk, he stopped and he said, this is the moment that the women have an incredible opportunity. This is the moment for all the women to rise up, because we have a unique positioning in history right now. I'm just sort of, paraphrasing. We're in a unique time where a window has opened up for the women to rise up and to take charge. There's Sadhguru right behind me. Whatever he says, I'm all in, because he's always right. This is the time for the feminine to balance out this insanity. That's where we are. Miss Orchid's Garden is saying, I finally caught live here you're in Germany for the summer. Good for you. So you went off to Florida after you had damage from the storm surge. The garden is destroyed. Yeah, that's the kind of thing we're going to see. And it's really getting close to impossible to insure people's homes in Florida. So, and let's actually start with Ron DeFascist, who doesn't care about people. Sorry, I tells it like I sees it. Ron DeFascist doesn't care about the people of Florida. And Florida, let's ask the pendulum just to start out. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you're here. Thank you to Terry for helping produce the show on Fridays and for all else that she does. She does a ton for us. We're going to ask, is Ron DeFascist going to lose his position? Yeah, he's going to lose his position as governor. And is Florida going blue? Okay, Florida's in play right now. I would say that this means purple at the moment. Oh yeah, it's not just Florida, but all coastal places in the USA elect a storm. But let me tell you that it's in order, right? There's in order. We have Louisiana, we have the coast of Texas, we have Florida, and then it goes up the coast. So low-lying areas that are going to get it first. New Orleans is below sea level. Okay, so we're going to read on Ron DeFascist. And the corruption is, it's with Eric Adams in New York City, we get to see that justice is justice. Justice is justice, right? So we're going to read on Ron DeFascist because we're just going to kind of see how this storm is going to affect his popularity or lack thereof. Before I pull the cards on that. Here's my little tomato that I grew on the porch. I'm so proud of it, I don't want to eat it. Anyway, it's harvest time. Ron DeFascist. I hope you guys had a good week. It was a very full week. Kentucky got hit 87,000 without power. Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of parts of Florida too that have no power. How is this going to affect Ron DeFascist? He's going to be overwhelmed. What Ron DeFascist is attempting to do is cover up. Well, this is kind of like what happened. Was it what was the name of the big hurricane? It started with an I. The big hurricane. What was it? Last year? Was it last year? Ian. What he did with Hurricane Ian was he kept trying to cover it up. He actually told the media not to come. Is Warren in the house? Because we've passed 200, so I know he's going to start bugging me to do a group hug. So the Seven of Cups indicates that Ron DeFascist is going to do whatever he can to make sure that we don't see how bad things are in Florida. We got to see it in order to help, right? The rest of the country has to see what's going on. Remember Katrina? We were all helping, sending money and everything. He told them not to come this time too. Okay, so the cards are saying that. I didn't know, but that's what the cards are saying. Warren, you don't have to mention the group hug. I'll remember. Thank you. So this is Ron trying to cover it up. Now, I want to tell you something about Project 2025 in case you don't know. Project 2025 calls for, don't worry, it's not going to happen. It calls for eliminating NOAA, eliminating the federal, weather service, eliminating all the basically meteorologists, Project 2025 is so horrible. I mean, you can't even believe how horrible it is, but believe it, it's there. It calls for us to not have any, basically, warning that a hurricane's coming. Honestly. I heard that little background spooky organ music, but did you guys hear that? It was very quiet. Yeah, Noah. They want to get rid of Noah, so we will have no idea. We'll no more have a Noah idea of what's going on with the weather because they're trying to cover it up. Remember when Trump was at Mar-a-Lago and he had the oil barons in front of him? Remember that? You heard the music. And he said, if you give me $1 billion, which $1 billion is not very much to these people that have endless greed and bottomless holes in their souls. Trump promised them if they donated $1 billion, he would take away all regulations. And that, in addition, coupled with Project 2025, means that we'd all be clueless about global climate change. We'd all be clueless about what's going on. We wouldn't know what's going on in Florida like right now. Okay? So, Ron DeSantis is trying to tell the media, don't come. He's trying to pull the wool over everybody's eyes. Don't let him get away with it, Florida. Who's here from Florida? Danger, danger, danger. Quickly, people are going to find out anyway. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but where I live, I've heard it said that most of the people here have like a second home in Florida because they go away in the winter. That's been the case for a very long time. The United States is going to know about what Ron DeSantis is doing, and the people in Florida are going to be very, 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 very angry about it. So let's ask the pendulum this. Will we see an outcry of the residents of Florida? No, Ron DeSantis is going to hide that too, so not really. Will there be enough word of mouth reporting? Yes, there will be enough word of mouth reporting about what's going on in Florida. So they can't really hide it. All right, switching topics. Yeah, Joseph is putting some of what's in Project 2025 up there. What Project 2025 is it's a complete and total detailed plan to inflict as much suffering as possible on we the people. It's exactly what it is. It turns America into an autocracy. Not happening. Not happening. Because we will be involved. I'm going to pull 3 cards about JD Vance making that claim. I'm not even going to say it's an accusation. That claim that Kamala was using witchcraft. Oh, so now JD Vance is talking about, oh, Kamala's a witch. Give me a break. These people need to go. And I'm not going to get too much into it. I already wrote an article about it, but Higgins claiming that the Haitians are up there, the Haitians that were invited that are legal citizens, the Haitians up there in Ohio, claiming that they're doing voodoo. They are desperate. The Weather Channel set up a second home in Florida to report the bad weather there. Good. I'm going to pull 3 cards about how this is going to, how JD Vance is going to fare with this ridiculousness. I'm thinking of a topic for the group hug. They're eating the dogs and eating the cats. So embarrassing. That's what I felt, when Trump was standing there with Zelensky, totally. I know we're on JD Vance right now, but I have to express how horrified that I was that that Trump was standing there with Zelensky after all that Ukraine has gone through, basically saying, in a nutshell, not even in code, but in a nutshell, translation, he just wants to just give your country to Putin. Unbelievable. Group hug love to who? Dame Maggie Smith making her transition. I don't know who that is, but we will. It was a bizarre meeting with Zelensky. So let's do a group hug, and then I'll read on JD Vance. Project 2025 has a part 2. I don't spend a lot of mental energy on thinking about Project 2025. And when they say anything about if Trump wins, I get turn it right off. Okay, so we'll do a group hug. One of our viewers, Evie Stewart, passed away, and I'm going to her memorial service tomorrow. And so we're going to include her too. Okay, we're going to include the people of Florida and all the people that are working so hard to save our democracy. Okay, it's a lot, but we're just going to do a group hug. 1, 2, 3, group hug. All the people in Florida, the people who are making their transition or have made their transition, and all the Democrats that are working so hard for democracy and for Zelensky and Ukraine. And for us. All right. May the truth be revealed everywhere. You know, can't really hide the truth. We'll get to Clay Higgins too. JD Vance. JD Vance claiming that Kamala is a witch. It's called misogyny. That's the word for it. How is that going to affect things? Now, next Tuesday is the VP candidate debate. JD Vance is really worried that the strength of the justice system is going to overpower him. We have got to figure out what he did. Because it comes up every single time. He's going to be roasted. Justice is coming, and it's strong. What did he do? We might get into it. He's in big trouble. The trombone says it all. Yes, and on Tuesday also we have our astrology show. 4 p.m. If I don't have that right, will you let me know? 4 p.m. Eastern. Should be interesting. Did JD assault any women? I will ask. I mean, based on how much he hates women, I wouldn't be surprised, but I'll ask the pendulum. Has JD Vance ever assaulted a woman in like a criminal way? Okay, it's not quite that. I could ask it a different way. Has JD Vance ever verbally assaulted a female? Yes, he's verbally assaulted a female. Very strong yes on that. Has JD Vance verbally assaulted more than one female? I'm kind of thinking it's his wife. Because it was giving me the runaround on that. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to read on Clay Higgins, who should be ousted. Oh my God. I mean, if you guys read that tweet that he put up, and then Maga Mike goes, oh, well, you know, he called him like an upstanding man, not upstanding. something like a distinguished man. I don't remember the word that he used. Warren, do you remember? And he went away. Mike Johnson was like this. And he went away, and he went away, and he prayed about it. Distinguished, was it? Dignified? What was the word? Yeah, it was a good friend. He was a dear friend. And he went away and he prayed about it. And he felt, I love how MAGA Mike's like telling us how Clay Higgins felt. What he's all about. Yeah, well, we saw it, all right? We read it. Prayed about it. Well, reportedly, from what I heard, after Clay Higgins posted that totally racist slime, vitriol, horribleness, I heard he went on CNN and said he would do it again after he took it down. Did you guys hear that? Clay Higgins' fate. The creator of the ghost buses. Did he pray to the devil? Good one. Where's Thomas? I haven't seen him. Clay Higgins. What's his fate? Yeah, separate church and state, please. And not only, do I hear my MAGA Mike doing that all the time? I also heard it in one of those sham hearings that they had. Linda Thompson saw MAGA Mike, Moses Mike. Oh yes, I'm chosen by God like Moses. The only problem with America right now is MAGA. Can I get a witness? The only problem in America right now is MAGA. Higgins is absolutely evil. He's proven it. Off with his head. Metaphorically speaking. Oh yeah. Oh, Clay Higgins is gonna get. He's gonna. I don't know. He's not gonna feel like remorse and sorry and like he wants to apologize. But this is not going to bode well for him because he's going to experience some kind of a financial loss because of it. He might get sued. I'm kind of getting that Clay Higgins will get sued. Is that what I'm picking up on? I'm picking up on that he'll get sued. Is it okay? Is it just for that or for something else in addition? It's not just for that. Hang on, that was two questions. Did he do something in addition to that horrible tweet? Yes. Whoa, boy. Could not happen to a nicer person. Yeah, I get that he's going to get sued, but it's not just that he's done. Oh. Did they censure him? I think it's out. The verdict is out on that. They're away again. They don't come back till after the election. Nice job, huh? He pushed the young boy. Thank you, Cheryl. He did. That's right. That's right. Yeah, he assaulted a young man who's like 21 years old, and I think he was just out there protesting something in Washington D.C. Hello, we're a democracy. Yeah, that was horrifying. Let's ask the pendulum if Clay Higgins is being sued for that. Yes. More Democrats running in elections winning. And that young man was just asking him questions. He was a reporter. Yeah. Okay. So it looks like Clay Higgins is going to have to pay the price because of 10 swords. That ain't a pleasant card there. Clay Higgins, you Southern Confederate. Wow. And they have it on tape. I saw it. I saw that video of him assaulting that young reporter. Ace of Swords is a sword of truth. Five of Pentacles, he is destitute. Clay Higgins is destitute because of this. Yeah. Bring on the negative drama for him. All right. Who else horrible can we read on? I don't know who to pick. There's so many. Terry, you're making Cheryl laugh. Okay. Pluto is putting evil on display. That makes sense. Jason loves the music. We like the sound effects here. We do this on Fridays. We're on StreamYard instead of straight ahead YouTube. I mean, it's still YouTube, but we use the StreamYard platform. MAGA Mike. What happened to Laura Loomer? I think they're trying to keep her behind, a little bit out of the spotlight because she's so, like, everybody hates her. I think even MAGA does. And speaking of MAGA, by the way, Donald Trump is out there now at these rallies saying he lost the election by a whisker. Has anyone caught that? No, Clay Higgins. It wasn't Adam Mockler that he pushed. Although Adam Mockler has been in some little precarious circumstances. He's a brave young man. Somebody kind of like that. Have you heard the latest? Trump keeps saying on his rallies that he lost the election. Before I read on MAGA Mike, I'm going to read on how that's going to go over. Whisker. A whisker. You like my fake Southern accent? I did live in Tennessee for 11 years. I can spot a Tennessee accent, I think, a mile away. It's very strong. Okay. Plus, I was just there. All right. Hang on, I'm eating tea leaves. Maria's in the house. Where you been? How's that going to go over? These people, I did some, like a year ago, I started to see in the cards that the people who had supported Trump, and I felt like it was, including the domestic terrorist groups, were going to get really angry at him because he lied. So how is that going to go over with him just being up there at his rally? He keeps changing his story, right? The Democrats stole the election from me. They stole the election. Oh, I lost by a whisker. What? He can't even follow his he can't even follow his lies anymore. That's been going on for a while. Darren saying, do you say no? We didn't really say over yonder, but bless your heart, I heard that a lot. Look out when you hear that. It doesn't mean what it sounds like. How's that going to go over for Trumpy? That he's saying, oh, I lost the election. All right. Ten of Swords again. Ten of Swords might be the most painful card in the deck. And I don't even like to show it because it's Bridget Bishop being hung for witchcraft. Seven of Wands. I feel like Trump getting up there and saying he lost the election, now saying he lost it. I don't really think he even knows what he's saying anymore. Is going to make a lot of MAGA potential voters for him not vote. I feel like they're just going to not vote. And some will go over to Kamala's camp because I have the Queen of Swords here. And this card is Lizzie Borden in my Nefarious People deck. But this card just indicates that there's a really powerful female. Bless your heart. It's a put down. All right. Wow. Okay. Is Donald Trump? Is he going to lose? Yes, he's going to lose. He's going to lose. This is a really strong yes. He's going to lose. We're taking back democracy and we won't be backing down. Gee, that sounds like a song that I've heard. So angry at YouTube. I don't even care if they hear me say that. So just speaking of that, speaking of YouTube, I need all the help I can get. And it's a lot of fun to take my classes. So please take the classes that are coming up in October. MAGA Mike. We're going to read on MAGA Mike. Three cards about MAGA Mike. Yeah, the October classes are all about psychic stuff. And I think they're going to culminate in like a Halloween party type thing. Oh. We'll have a Halloween party the last Saturday of October too. Same day. For the members. I might open that up to all the members at all levels. MAGA Mike, what's MAGA Mike's fate? Hi, Nanya. Thank you all for being here tonight. I love spending my Friday nights with you. I could go across the street and have a fake beer and do some dancing, but I'm here with you. I could always do that afterwards. MAGA Mike, the Eight of Swords is a prison card. That's the prison card. You say you overdone Texas. That's MAGA Mike's prison card. MAGA Mike is extremely nervous. And can Mike go to hell? He could. He thinks he's Moses. Page of Pentacles. Now, there's not a time that I see MAGA Mike lying that I don't think that he's the worst liar I've ever seen, I think. Do you guys see that? I'm reading what Diane put up there. Dumpty Trumpty sat on a wall. Dumpty Trumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses, all the king's men couldn't give a crap. That's kind of like in place of a dad joke tonight. MAGA Mike, this is jail. This is confinement. Because of who he's been associating with. You know what's on the back of my mind right now? Jack Smith. It's overshadowing this whole thing tonight. MAGA Mike was a MAGA mega part of the insurrection. He's a terrible liar, isn't he? He's awful at lying like Rose from Golden Girls. I'll have to go back and watch a rerun. He's a rookie. He's a rookie. He's working for Putin, MAGA Mike, but he's a rookie. He's not good at this. He's not good at this. I mean, Putin has Botox. At least she can hide it. We're going to switch decks. Unless you need me to read on somebody else nefarious. We'll probably go back to these. When I was in Tennessee, I did a reading on Monday. I did a PNN midday on Monday. And I was using the Osho cards, which I have somewhere, but I couldn't locate them. What do we have in this deck? In this bag. This is the Hanson Roberts. Oh, we can read the Hanson Roberts. Okay. Jack Smith is, I mean, he's no dummy. He puts his head down and he just works. And he's, like, we've got a couple of people at the forefront of our democracy, many working behind the scenes for justice. They excel at what they do. And one is Kamala Harris as a prosecutor. Like, they're not just like, oh, you're a pretty good prosecutor. I mean, Kamala Harris. It's not like, oh, she's pretty good at that. No, she's taken down corporations. She stopped drug traffickers at the border, mind you. She has stopped human traffickers, sex traffickers. This is not like, oh, well, you're kind of good. There's no mamby-pamby about this. Jack Smith worked at The Hague. and put war criminals in jail. Jack Smith reminds you of a knight? Yes, Darren, Jack Smith often shows up as a Knight of Swords. Now you're saying, if I win my court case next month, I'll be blessed? Well, you'll be blessed, right? I'll feel good for you. Thank you. All the donations that you can send me will be helpful. Since I'm no longer monetizing on YouTube, I just got to figure it out. I'm just talking to the guides. Right? Yeah, Jack was at The Hague. 3 cards about Judge Chutkan. Now, when I tune into Judge Chutkan, I feel that she's very fair and she's very balanced and she's very pissed at the same time. So what I want to say is she's very fair and she's very good and she's going through everything with a fine-tooth comb. She's looking at what Jack Smith has presented. We're going to hear about it. Thank you, Marby. There has never been a time, all this time I've been doing readings, since January 6, 2021, there's never been a time where I saw them getting away with it. Ever. Right? All of you that have been with me for years now, I've never seen them getting away with it. So we're going to pull 3 cards about Judge Chutkan. I bet everybody says her name wrong. Why didn't the skeletons fight each other? Because they didn't have the guts. Dad joke there. Getting ready for October. These people around here already have their Halloween decorations up. They started last week. Judge Chutkan. She's building her plan of what she's going to do next. She's building her plan. Yay, Nanya, that sounds like good news for you. You finally got a trial. I don't know the details, but it sounds like good news. Judge Chutkan is looking all the little minions of Trumpy. They're in the report. What's in this what Jack Smith submitted is the witnessed testimony. There are all kinds of people that were working around Trump during that time of the insurrection and plans up to that time that have come clean. So all the evidence is there. So Judge Chutkan, this is the building, carefully planning, vision clearly in mind. And the Knight of Pentacles, they're following the money too. Yeah, this is really good. This feels like the balance is coming. The scales of it's happening. It's happening right now. And our resident astrologer, Kathy Beal, I don't think she's here tonight. She usually says hello in the chat. At our Grassroots of Democracy meeting last night, and do come to our meetings. We get a lot done. It might have been Tuesday night at our Meditation for a Healed America group. Trump has it coming to him. They all have it coming to them. I'm going to pull 3 cards on Jack Smith. Just, how things are going. Plenty of evidence. He's going to get them to surrender. Didn't I just say this? Jack Smith comes up as a Knight of Swords. I just said that. Plenty of evidence. He's going to get them to surrender. He's gotten people to surrender all the evidence. And, they have plenty. They have the case against Trump. They have it in their hot little hands. They have the case against Donald Trump. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse has been following the money. Our meditation on Tuesday night this week, and if you're on our Grassroots of Democracy email list, you received it, so look for it. We did a powerful meditation that included the Supreme Court. Warren, I'm staying more in the present. There's so much going on presently, I don't need to really read on if Jack Smith will become Attorney General. My vibe on that is, it doesn't seem like his thing. Jack Smith, like Merrick Garland, likes to work behind the scenes. Okay, so voter suppression. We got to go back to the nefarious cards because we just have too many evil people to read on. Solar eclipse is taking place. Yes, so there's that too. So to find out how that's going to affect everything, definitely tune in on October 1st, which is the night of the vice presidential candidate debate. Do you think maybe a fly will land on JD Vance's head? Will a fly land on JD Vance's head? It's not giving me a no. Please send winning vibes to Nanya. Wow, this is like going crazy though. When the pendulum does this, what it's doing is it's clearing negativity. So as far as JD Vance goes, he's going to come right with a lot of negativity. Everyone do a little dance. You don't care to watch evil. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Okay, so all right. Let's see. We're going to read on the voter suppression that they're attempting to do and how that's going. Oh, it's not. I'm picking up on it. It's falling apart. Their voter suppression tactics are falling apart. People are paying attention. People are starting to pay attention. You know what? All the MAGAs in our government have been banking on, the American people, they won't notice. They won't notice. Nobody will know. They won't care. They won't notice that we purged all their names from the voter rolls. They have been banking on that. They have been banking on, the American people, they won't be paying attention. They're done that. Well, guess what? They have poked a sleeping giant. And we're all woke now. We're all woke now. So, the sword of truth is coming up. Yeah, and hats off to Mark Elias from Democracy Docket. What an amazing job he's doing. There are lawsuits coming in by the hundreds. Their MAGAs are working really hard. All these people that want autocracy are working really hard because that's all they have now. All they have now, the simplest, the lowest hanging fruit for MAGA, for the corrupt people who want Project 2025, who want to turn this beautiful democracy into a dictatorship. The low-hanging fruit for them is go after the voters, right? You heard Mark joined Kamala's legal team? Yeah? I hadn't heard that. So as far as the voter suppression goes, the star card indicates the United States and the sword of truth. They're not going to get away with this crap. There's too many. We have the receipts. We have the evidence about what they're doing. Everybody, make a campaign out of check your registration and make sure you're registered to vote. And one way to really, make sure you're on top of that and all the people that you know is to vote early. Vote as soon as early voting starts. Tomorrow, tonight, make sure you're registered. Make sure they haven't thrown your name off the voter rolls. They're doing it in Texas. I think they purged like more than 1 million. Interesting. We're going to pull 3 cards on Putin. Then we're going to go back to some more nicey cards and read on Ukraine. And then we can read on the Supreme Court. Remind me if I forget. There's a lot to go over. I dropped my voter ballot off today. Okay, great. Where are you? J, real one. If you've got early voting, vote immediately. Okay. Putin. How is Putin doing? Maryland, okay. Thanks for letting us know. Early voting starts. Can't read that, Gloria. Hang on a second. Okay, this is what I'm getting about Putin. Putin is highly dependent on Trump winning the election, which he will not. All right? Highly dependent on Trump winning the election, because that means if Trump won the election, which he will not, Putin is highly dependent on that, because it means the money trail will continue to be hidden. So he's banking on that. But the 9 of Cups is all the evidence that's going to be revealed in the January 6th evidence that's going to be released to the public. Will Eric Adams, mayor of New York City, resign? I'll look at that. Yeah, the 9 of Cups is the evidence. It's going to be all out there. So let's now read on Zelensky and how Zelensky's doing. I get that Zelensky's going to go back. Now, I don't know if this is literal, but I feel like Zelensky's going to go back when he goes back to Ukraine. I don't know if he's a religious person. I'm just going to put it like this. And he's going to ask people to pray for Kamala Harris to become president. I don't know if you guys remember that picture of when Trump was in the White House and he's sitting there with Zelensky, and Zelensky looks like a deer in the headlights sitting there with Trump. Like, oh my God, what is this guy doing? His next stop is in Germany. So let's see. I'm gonna pull 3 cards about how fruitful it was for Zelensky to come here and talk to Kamala Harris. Not talking to Trump. Trump doesn't count. Really. I'm just getting to tell you that. Trump doesn't count. I keep on getting the celebration card when I mention Kamala Harris. It went very well. And I also pick up that there were conversations going on behind the scenes that were reassuring to Zelensky. We need to protect democracy in the world. And we're on board with that. It's these crazy Putin puppets that aren't. And I think it's very clear. And the 9 of Pentacles, it'll be challenging. But Zelensky, you know, he's not like a fool. Like, he doesn't know it's going to be challenging. I mean, look at what they've been through. But the 3 of Cups is, I really think that because so many people are on board with helping to save democracy. Yes, Trump is a convicted felon, for sure. I feel like Zelensky got way more support. Too bad about Trump. Sorry. I feel like I just want to call President Zelensky and go, I'm so sorry. We're not like Trump. We hate him. One of Zelensky talking to the loser is a violation of the Logan Act of 1799. I was wondering why they were having that meeting. I just assumed that it was because he's a candidate. I was going to read on the Supreme Court. Geez, I just have to keep going back to the cards for the evil people. Oh, well. All the darkness is coming to the surface. I'm not picking up Eric Adams resigning. We can look at it again too. I'm not picking that up. What I'm picking up is like the core that we're learning. If we've learned anything, hopefully we're learning a lot. It's justice works really slowly, so I think he's going to finish his term. Trump has already started to receive briefings. I feel like there's a lot redacted in those. Don't worry your little head over, Suzanne. I feel like they're not giving him all the information. He doesn't read anyway. Just saying. All right. Felon Don needs photo ops. That's true. Okay. I keep forgetting what nefarious thing I'm going to read on because there's so many things. I'm going to read on the Supreme Court. Yeah, I just saw it up there. I'm just kind of deciding. Supreme Court. Okay, what's the question? Are we going to see changes? Let's focus in on Roberts. Is he going to be forced to make changes? What's Michael saying? I am getting that Florida's purple already. The vibe from Florida right now is purple. It's leaning blue. It's kind of like, yeah, it's leaning blue. It's definitely the Supreme Court. Whoa, boy, they've got it coming to them. Wow. Quickly. We're going to see massive, fast movement. I don't mean it's going to be very soon, but we're going to see massive movement to reform the court. And the Knight of Swords is coming up again. It's not about like, it's more about being criminal than it is about the court. I don't know what I mean by that, but as far as the Supreme Court goes and Roberts, it's about the justices on the court have committed real crimes. So what he's going to do about it, well, I feel like this is an energy like badgering the Supreme Court, like, and a while back I got that Clarence Thomas was going to end up kind of slinking away. So we'll see what happens. But this is not like there's no action to reform the court. There's a lot of action to reform the court. And the Eight of Wands means fast action. We're going to see a lot of things happen really quickly. Yeah. Well, maybe we should have applause. Well, for them. Celtic Seer is asking about DeJoy. I must have signed a fire DeJoy petition 100 times. Go to fire DeJoy. He's like, I don't know. He's got himself wedged and jammed in there, and we can read on that. I'll pull 3 cards on that. When I was in Washington, D.C., I went to the United States Postal Service Smithsonian Museum. I was right across the street from it, where I was staying. I talked about it before. It's the Postal Service has a really rich history, and it's based in service and democracy and all that. I'm going to pull 3 cards about DeJoy. Yeah, let's see if he's going to go. You're welcome. 4 of Cups. 10 of Cups. Another situation that when it's time for him to go, he's just going to be gone. The 10 of Cups. It feels like somebody's not taking the opportunity to oust him. It feels like all that's needed to oust him is there. I'm not sure what they're afraid of. This is weird because as far as DeJoy goes, yeah, he's kind of wedged in there. Somebody's missing an opportunity to get him ousted. And I'm getting messages like that people are afraid for some reason that it's going to affect their pay. We can maybe sort through that more another evening, but it's kind of weird. Anyway, what else did I promise you? What else did I promise to read on? Oh, thank you. Wonderful show tonight. Please donate if you can. I can't monetize my channel anymore. It's against my principles. How will the Vance debate go? I read on that on Wednesday, and what I saw JD Vance only. Maybe it doesn't take a psychic, but this is what I saw psychically. I saw JD Vance only having a pile of lies. So all he's going to have is a pile of lies. And Tim Walz, like a pro Major League Baseball player, was going to knock every one of them out. I do have tea leaves. How do you join monthly? There's a join button under the video. Thank you for asking. There's a join button under the video. When you hit that button, you see the 3 levels of options. I'm just going to tell you right now that when we have a Halloween gathering on the Saturday, it's going to be actually the last Saturday of the month, in October, which will be the closest to Halloween. I'm going to invite all the members. So all levels. Thank you, Sherry. Appreciate it. Let's pull 3 cards just about how Donald Trump is going to do from this point moving forward. He's he's crazy. Donald Trump is nuts. And I think Zelensky was really alarmed by how, a lot of things, but especially by how crazy Trump was. Annette, will Paxton and Abbott cause a civil war? No. They're not going to cause a civil war. Get that thought right out of your head. And by the way, I've been getting this message really strongly. And I want to share with you. Oh, TW, you can go to any of my videos and there'll be a join button underneath. It doesn't have to be this one. Yeah. And just let us know. Just go to psychic.AnnetteDion.com and let us know if you're still having trouble. Okay. I want everyone to know that I'm getting very strong guidance for us not to pay attention to Donald Trump, not to pay attention to MAGA. How can I donate? Terry, are you able to put that information up? Because if people want to donate, I certainly want them to donate. Yeah, thanks. It's right there. And thank you. I appreciate that. It warms the cockles of my heart. Your dad from Ohio would say, bless your heart, and he meant it. It's not, yeah, sorry. I've only heard that spoken to me negatively. We need to only focus on Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. That's a strong message from the guides. What's happening right now is that it's like, I'm getting all these sports analogies, right? It's like we're at the Super Bowl. I'm going to tell you this from my New England perspective, watching the Patriots. Everyone hates the Patriots, but they had this time where they had just like this dynasty. They were just winning every Super Bowl. People were so mad. But anyway, in the earlier days, we'd be watching the Super Bowl and they'd be ahead, but there'd be a lot of tension, right? Because the other team could score a touchdown at any moment, right down until the end, right? And we're the winning team here. We are the winning team here. We are winning. We are way ahead. And I did my psychic poll and my, I just accessed that to find out where we were in the polls last week. And I got Kamala was up plus 60% and Trump was at like 40. And then I saw that a couple days ago. It's exactly where some of the polls had them. And now I'm feeling like it's more like 70% that Kamala and Waltz are up. What's going on with Trump right now and what we can expect from here on in? He's working with the devil. He's working with Putin. He's working for Putin. It's obvious. Right? Am I right? It's obvious. The Three of Wands. Trump doesn't have much to work with. And he's counting on his minions, his MAGA minions in Congress to do his bidding. I don't feel like it's going to work. We are the champions. Absolutely. Okay. I just noticed that I'm over 1 hour, so I'm going to read some tea leaves and then we're going to go. I don't want to bore you all. Heavens, we couldn't have that. I'm going to tell you that I see a little bitty dragon here. There's a little bitty dragon here. And dragons, it's just a baby dragon. We're in the year of the dragon. So I want you all to go back and find out what the year of the dragon, I think it's the wood dragon. Remember, let's go all the way back to January, February. I do have a book. If you want to hang with me for a few more minutes. Oh, thank you, Michael. You're so sweet. I hope you're doing fine in Florida. I'm glad I never bore you. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Let's see. Dragon. Something may not be what it seems. Okay. The dragon is a master of illusion. Yeah. The polls that you see are wrong. Okay? Okay? Steeler fan. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? This is like, it's like we're in the Super Bowl. And listen to Simon Rosenberg and Jessica Craven, Chopwood, Carry Water, and all the pro-democracy channels on YouTube. You will feel optimistic. Michael's fine in Florida. Let's keep praying for the people in Florida and in the path of the hurricane. The polls are wrong. That little baby dragon is telling us. There's a little kind of a hint of truth that we all kind of know the polls are wrong. Right? Right? Am I right? I know this might sound weird, but there's like a druid, like a tree spirit here. I've said before that the earth will make sure that we'll be okay. The earth will make sure that we'll be okay. And Michael, the other day you asked me to share more about what Sadhguru was saying being at the ashram. If anyone's interested in this, Sadhguru is building conscious cities. He calls them consecrated cities, and he's building communities. Tennessee is the first place here in the States that he's doing this. Communities where people are conscious of the earth and people are, they're health conscious, they're aware, they work like a community. It's quiet. It's go to YouTube and see what he's up to. So anyway, I just wanted to say, it just feels like the earth is not going to let us lose this election. So we're not alone. And let me just see what else I can see before we go. This looks like, I know it's kind of hard to see these tonight. The water wasn't very hot. I needed to boil it more. But it looks like a little desk lamp, which means there are a lot of things that are being looked at really carefully. And as far as the women, this is a time for the women. Remember, I told you earlier, that was one of his messages too. This is a time for the women. The women are going to be speaking out more and more. The women are rallying. We will not put up with women being forced to die because of these abortion bans. Dragons symbolize power, good fortune, strength. I like that. We'll leave you with that. tomorrow there's I think they call it Psychics for Democracy. Please participate in that. Join in on that. They do have my songs. They're going to play my songs. They might play a video of me speaking about grassroots of democracy. And they're doing another one after the one tomorrow that I'll probably do a video for that event. So please support that event. They raised about $10,000 for the Kamala Harris campaign. So check that out. And the last day to donate to the campaign is Monday. All right? Kamala is speaking now. Oh, great, because people jumped off. That's a good reason to jump off. Love you guys. Have a great weekend. We'll see you. Church of Spirituality is at its own channel on Sunday. Join us. Great spiritual inspiration there. And thank you for all your support, especially in light of that I'm not monetizing this channel anymore because YouTube is being very unfair. All right. Bye. Have fun. Namaste.
Was a dark day, we were frightened, so much chaos, so many white men caught off guard, no one knew what to say. How did it all get so crazy? Facts were absent, the air was hazy, we stood watching, tears streamed down our faces. While in the White House there was a tyrant glued to the TV, cheering the violence. When they pleaded, he refused to say a word. He just sat there in his fury, lashed out against us. The world was worried. We didn't know if we would make it through. The day they stormed the Capitol, they couldn't take it down, and now we're rising up in numbers much too numerous to count, and we are taking back democracy, and we won't be backing down. We are taking back democracy, and we won't be backing down. Now we're standing, we're united. Our elders showed us the most worthy fight is for our freedom, requires vigilance. We're courageous, growing stronger, not complacent. We serve with honor, and our power is the love that leads our way.